So
Garrison,
maybe
come on.
it's a variation of it, but it's just a 3-4
he
defense, right? It's
he
just a
didn't
3-4
invent the
defense.
3-4 defense.
I
No
know,
one
I
is
know, but
saying that.
I know what it sounds
Oh
like
my
when you
gosh.
say it. When you say he created this defense.
Alrighty, welcome back to another semi-special episode. Sometimes we'll do two a week. We try to do two a week, but busy days, busy times. But we're back for
Yes, they
a
are.
awesome Friday/Saturday episode here. And boy, did we time this up perfectly. We were going to record
Yeah.
yesterday, and then it got pushed, and then we were going to record earlier today, and then we had to push it back again due to scheduling conflicts. And of course, the delays were worth it because three pieces of monstrous news
Mhm.
were released today.
We're
And
released.
yeah, were released. Thank you. And one of them being two on the Buckeye side and one on the Wolverine side. So let's dive in, Garrison, because there's exciting news all the way
Yep.
across the board here. And let's start with your Bucks because you woke up today. Well, actually, there's been some reports, speculation that Bill O'Brien was going to head out, go to BC, and then sure enough, today he went.
Yeah. Um. Personally, I was on the other side of things. I was really happy that we had Bill O'Brien. I thought that he was a good addition to the team, especially for Ryan Day, someone who he can trust, someone who kind of gives him veto power. I don't think Brian Hartline has that with Ryan Day. I don't. Not so early in his career. And I understand him not fully giving the car keys to Brian Hartline right now. It's understandable. But over the past few days, maybe even a week now, there's been some rumblings about with once Jeff Hafley left Boston College, they start pursuing Bill O'Brien. Um, as I stated before, I wouldn't be surprised if he left simply because he's getting older. There's not too many opportunities coming to him to be a head coach. Also, he's born and raised in Boston. Family's still in Boston. Extended family still in Boston. I've expressed to you before, and most Buckeye fans know, and I'm sure other people. Um, his son has a condition that's treated best in the Boston area, so it makes sense. I feel as though it just makes sense with the guy, and I'm happy for him. Just too many things are adding to him leaving. And then I tweet out, you know, Ryan Day, Ohio State's a very, unlike Michigan, we are a very proactive, not reactive program.
Oh gosh.
And I said, Ryan, they need to get on this soon. I said, I would love Chip Kelly or Halfleet. Mark Halfleet used to be the coach at Oregon.
Helfrich.
Helfrich, I'm sorry, Helfrich. I said Halfleet again. Thank you.
I got you.
And you're the best. And, Bryce, let's just get to it. Chip Kelly looks as though he is coming to Ohio State, as reports say.
I
And
thought it was definitive.
is it definitive now? Okay, awesome. Then everyone, I don't know where the confetti is, but this is the greatest thing that can ever happen. As we all know, he is a disciple of Chip Kelly. Just to roll through it real quick, Chip Kelly, defensive back at New Hampshire, where Ryan Day would eventually be a quarterback, break records behind who is his quarterback coach in OC? Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly goes off, goes to the NFL. Who does he bring with him? Ryan Day. Actually, and then Ryan Day coached under him as a tight ends coach for a little bit at New Hampshire. But then he goes to the NFL with the Eagles, has two successful years, one bad year where he gets fired, goes to San Fran for a year. We've already been through this, but Ryan Day was there the whole way before he came to Ohio State, and Chip Kelly went to UCLA, gave UCLA some of their start off rough, get some of their best years at the end, going 9-4, 8-5. UCLA is not an easy place to win. It's just not. So but this is a guy. He's like I said, it was his mentor, his tutelage, part of his coaching tree. And he comes back, and I said, Bryce, I said, some guy said, you think he's actually going to take the Ohio State offensive coordinator job over an NFL OC job? Yeah. If there's one person that can give it to do it, it'll be the guy who quarterbacked for him, someone who's close to him. And who would Ryan Day hire? Someone who Chip Kelly can say no to Ryan Day. He can.
You
I
think
think
so?
he. Oh, because first off, your offense, Ryan Day derives from his. You gave it your own swirl, but that and you admitted to that. Secondly, Chip Kelly see more football than you. And as so has Bill O'Brien. I think you make those hires because those are guys that have they have some clout. They have clout. Chip Kelly, Bryce, just in case anyone forgot, is one of the most innovative offensive offensively innovative coaches in football history. He is. There was a
Him and
time
Rich
when
Rod changed the game.
yes, they did. Like there was a time, Bryce, and I would say who was I can't remember the head coach, but the head coach of Purdue with Drew Brees when they introduced the spread for the first time, like the passing spread.
Ooh, good
So
trivia question. I don't know who that is.
yeah, yeah, we'll figure that out soon. But I'm really happy about this hire, Bryce.
So he went 10-16 or 10 and
Mm-hmm,
6, 10 and 6, 6 and 9. Oh, wait,
mm-hmm.
that was his last
That's
season.
NFL. That was NFL. Yeah.
What happened in San Fran? Oh, 2 and 14.
Yeah, that was one of those Kaepernick years. It was the last Kaepernick years.
Mm.
And remember when in the last episode I said Kaepernick had it to his best, like one of his best years under Ryan Day as a quarterback coach. That was coming out of a few years past Jim Harbaugh. So that just wasn't a good team. That wasn't a good team or a good situation.
And then he went 3-9, 4-8, 3-4 COVID year. 8-4,
Mm-hmm.
9-4, 8-5. Yeah, that's a good record. Yeah, dude.
Had Charbonnet wearing wild over there.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Well, and he had Wilton Spate.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone remembers that transferred, and then he also had, well, he had DTR,
He had DTR.
who
Yeah.
was awesome, super fun to watch. Um, and then yeah, the Oregon days are obviously the days I think many people remember. I mean, they were the reason that the substitution rule came into being. You know, when the offense is subs,
Oh,
you have to give the
Nick Saban hated that
yeah.
offense.
So he
Hated
was
it.
the reason that rule changed, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
significant rule change in college football,
Yes, it is.
and that's all Chip. So yeah, I think it's a good hire for you
Mm-hmm.
guys. I think again, if there wasn't the relationship between him and Dave beforehand, I think bringing in an alpha like that to be the
Yeah.
OC is an interesting move. But given the relationship, is Dave giving up the reins?
Oh yeah. So in his press conference, Bryce, he said he's giving it up, and he well, go ahead, Bryce. I want to read something to you. Something I wrote down.
Well, I was going to ask what it means for Heartline, but go for it. What you're going to say?
Well, okay. So he talked about his press conference, what led up to him giving up the play calling. And he talked about just how hard it is for him to give that up, but he also realizes at this stage in his career, he cannot be just too focused. He can't be too focused on that right now. And
Yeah,
so I was really happy to hear him say that. And he said, it's time for other people to eventually work their way up to doing that way to do what he used to do. So I think having Chip Kelly is a good way of also in a way mentoring and helping Brian Hartline into that also. Because Ryan Day doesn't have time to be doing that. There's far too many other things to be focusing on than the play calling. And so I think the reason it's so good having Chip Kelly, Bryce, I'm sure the verbiage isn't too different from what he used to use. The concept of the offense either, especially with the players that we have right now. Um, like I said, I think you're not going to see anything far off from a Chip Kelly or Urban Meyer offense.
yeah, you shouldn't.
And
Um,
so
what are we concerned about? Heartline leaving, not getting
no,
his shot.
no,
Okay,
he's still gonna be listed as a co-OC. Um,
because
I
he's
don't think
eventually
Brian.
got to get his shot somewhere, right?
Yeah,
And it
and
it
when, and
doesn't
when,
feel like
and
it's gonna be
when,
Ohio State.
and when he does, I'm gonna be very happy for him. So
Oh,
not with
of
Buckeye
course,
Nation.
but
But right now is not the time. Not with this team. Not with this team.
that's fair, given
Bryce,
how low
this year
they.
you can't have any. Listen, everything is set up right now. It's it's
It is.
it's
It
it's
is.
it's all there, Bryce. I I don't think I have been this anxious for a season
It was. You guys are literally. You're not literally. It's not the
since
same.
2014. I have not been this anxious for a season. So like the year after Ohio State went 12-0 and couldn't play a bowl game 2012, 2000. No. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is the most anxious I've ever been for a season, even
Yeah,
more than last year.
Michigan fans, we had the anxiety last year. The difference is that there's also the pressure to beat Michigan. And yeah, you guys got a long, oh, how long is it gonna be? 8 months? 8 months.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I sit well with a high confidence that my team will come out on top at the end of the season. I and if it's not us, it can only be Georgia. It can only be Georgia. I will not accept anything less than a championship or a loss to Georgia. I just
So Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia has to be your national championship, or else you'll be disappointed. Or you play Georgia and the rest
I
before.
well, Bryce, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few teams I want. I want Oklahoma.
We're not going to get into this. Is good, but we're not going to get into this now.
You're gonna see me down there. You're gonna see me down a rabbit hole of
We're going to be
teams
talking about
that
this for hours.
of teams that I want revenge against. But yeah,
Yeah. Why Oklahoma? From Baker Mayfield? Oh, all right. That's holding on to the grudge. I like it. It's
because
irrational.
they act like they forgot we beat them by 20 the year before. But it's okay. Planting that flag, all right. But
They got revenge.
Oregon putting a duck in the middle of our field. Don't think I forgot about that. Don't think.
That's right. They got you at home last time y'all played.
Uh-huh.
All right. So anything else on the Buckeye
No,
hires?
I'm excited. I'm excited. That's all.
I think it's good.
I think it's a great hire.
Yep.
I don't. This is like I said. Even though this is the most anxious I've been for a season to start, and I can wait for it. This is also just. This is one of the best offensive coaching staffs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I
It should be. With the talent, it should be anything
Ryan
less
Day.
than that is disappointing.
I mean, you have one of the best wide receiver developers and recruits of all time. You got Chip Kelly, one of the most innovative coaches. Ryan Day, his record precedes him so far in his career.
Yep.
8 months.
No comment.
8 months.
No comment.
You're scared.
Not scared. I told you Ryan Day. As long as Ryan Day is your coach,
You have a healthy fear of our team right now. I'm waiting for Chip Kelly's Wikipedia to change to Ohio State. That's
Oh
what
my
I'm waiting
gosh.
for. I can't
Yeah,
wait to
the one
post
thing
that.
that freaks me out is Ryan Day scared to consistently run the ball. I don't think Chip Kelly will be scared to consistently run the ball.
Oh, you know he won't.
You guys got big animals up front, so. All right,
We will.
we'll flip to the guy who's supposed to stop Chip Kelly.
Yep.
Michigan has had a lot of fun over the last couple weeks figuring out who's going to take over. Oh, shoot! First of all, who's staying? So if we go back, news everyone's heard by now. Mike Elston is leaving. Jesse Minter leaving. Two major pieces of your defensive staff are heading out the
Yep.
door. And then, of course, speculation was what was going to happen with Coach Klink. And good news is yesterday he said he's coming back. So we're keeping him. So we're getting some continuity on defense, which should be our strongest unit. And now we got to figure out who's leading. I think Klink, I've heard reports that he's going to be co-DC.
Yeah. Like he was last year, but you still need a D line coach and a linebacker coach.
Yep. Chris Partridge, I think, is still looking for a job. I'll bring him back. So there's rumors swirling, and this is where Michigan beat writers are just like all out of sorts. I've seen some say some things, others say others.
Yeah.
The one name that came up was Joe Cullen, the Chiefs D line coach, and I think that one was squashed pretty quickly. He's not going anywhere.
He's focused on what's going on there right now.
Yeah. Also, he's got Super Bowl in like 3 days, so he's busy doing that. News came out today that Don Wink Martindale, former DC at the New York Giants, is taking over as a Michigan defensive coordinator. So I've heard that name come up a few times over the course of the week, but didn't know a ton about him. So the guy was with the Ravens, part of the Ravens system. We'll talk about that here in a second. But he was with the Raiders, with the Broncos. He's been in the NFL for, I think, since 2004. I'm pulling up his his time here. Hasn't coached in college since 2003. So if you're to ask me, the one thing I'm kind of thinking about is it's been a long time since you've been in the college game. And the college game is now more than ever different than the professional world. So he coached in 2003 with, can you guess who the head coach at Western Kentucky was? Jack Harbaugh. How about that? So he was with Jack Harbaugh. And then he was also, I think, DC and linebackers coach.
With
Was,
Jim, I remember John.
yeah, well, that was when he was with the Ravens. But he was with he was with Notre Dame and Cincinnati and Western Illinois. So yeah, he's had a few stops in college, but he spent the most recent time in the NFL. Now, this is where things get interesting and why I have went from thinking, oh, you haven't been in college football for a long time to, is that a concern? To now being like, I love it. I love it. So I was talking with a guy I know who's got some, I don't know if he's an insider, but he knows a lot about the program. And he was telling me that he was basically the architect for this McDonald Minter defense, this Raven style defense. And I did not know that.
No, he's not. Okay, wait a second.
Yes, he is.
No, bro, hold on a second. I've seen a lot of people say this. Bryce. Okay.
I'm going to tell you now you don't know, but go ahead.
Wait. No, I just want to point this out. Do you know what kind of what formation defensively he runs?
What do you mean? Like 4-3, 5-1-5?
Yes. Do you know what he runs?
5-1-5.
3-4.
No.
So,
no.
Bryce, it's the Ravens. The Ravens run a 3-4 defense. They do. They've been running that for a very long time. The 3-4 defense has been made before John Harbaugh or Don was ever coaching. Was ever coaching.
Yeah,
so maybe it's a variation of it, but it's just a 3-4 defense, right?
He didn't invent the 3-4 defense. No one is saying that.
I know, but it sounds like it when you say it. When you say he created this defense, no, he didn't.
The architect of the schematic, the schemes, he absolutely did.
Has he said that?
Pompous.
No, wait. Has he said that? Has anyone else said that? I'm actually curious. Has anyone else said that Don Winsdale created this defense? Who has said that? Like, I mean, like someone from his tree, him personally, who has actually come out and said that is his defense. That's what I'm asking you.
This is the defense that Minter and McDonald.
I'm asking who said that I'm saying, but who? Okay, I think you're missing the point I'm trying to make, Bryce.
What's the point?
I'm waiting for. I'm asking the actual source. An actual source that said he created it.
I think Minter and McDonald were under him, learned from him, and pulled a lot from the defense that he ran and the style in which he played.
How we know
he did not invent the 3-4?
How do we know it's not Jack Harbaugh's defense?
All right, now you're just being annoying. He has influence. Wink.
No, I get what you're saying. I was messing with it. I get what you're saying.
Home run hire. I like it. I like it a lot.
I agree.
Oh, there we go. We agree. So I think
it's a home run.
Good hire. Again, keeping some consistency, some continuity, keeping the guys there. I think familiar. So same terminology, same scheme. It's all going to be there. Obviously, he's going to have his own twist, his own spin, of course. And I think the other part, too, is that it gives Sharon Moore a head coach on defense. So it doesn't mean Sharon has to worry about the defense. Sharon can stay on the offensive side. I mean, kind of like Ryan Day, honestly, right? Like, it is very similar. Maybe that's changing now because Ryan Day's not calling plays anymore, or at least he says he's not going to.
He's not going to. Chip, if you think Chip Kelly's going to be on this staff as an OC and Ryan Day is no. This is Chip Kelly's offense now.
Yeah. So I
think it's a great hire. I think it's a great hire for you guys.
Thank you. The architect of the defense is back home.
But then again, I'm not worried about your defense. I don't think your defense is anything to worry about. So I think a monkey could coach that defense. So
Says the guy who just lost 3 years in a row to the defense.
No. I think I'm saying I think your defensive talent is that good.
Oh, oh
That I
wow,
think
Garrison. Look at
that I
that. You
think
threw me off there.
that I think a monkey could coach them. So I don't.
Wow. High praise.
Yeah.
High praise. Shout out just to Sharon and the staff. Again, where it's February 9th and there's still the one transfer. And I am so pleasantly surprised by
You had
that.
a walk-on transfer. Well,
No, we
Bryce,
had two. We had two.
Bryce, wait. Well, who do you expect to transfer right now? Honestly, like this is why
I don't have anybody who I thought was going to transfer per
I
se.
don't
I
think you
just
guys have
thought,
transferable guys
what are you
outside
you
like
don't
your
think
big
Kenneth Grant?
no outside of like your big hitters. I don't think you have a deep roster of guys like a Bama roster of guys that could hurt your team by transferring like that. Not a lot of them. A few, yeah, not a lot.
I can
So I
name
don't.
four right off the jump.
No, I'm not. I said outside of your big hitters because teams like Alabama have
Convenient.
about. No, but I'm saying because the guy like Bama has 20 guys that could start anywhere else they want to today. I don't think you guys have 20 guys today that can go start anywhere they want.
On both sides of the ball or on offense or defense.
Both.
I think guys who are desirable would be Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant. I
Mm-hmm.
think Will
Will,
Johnson, Colson Loveland.
Rod Moore,
Yeah, you got Rod Moore. Yeah, exactly. Um,
maybe a Hottie, Donovan.
yeah, Donovan. Let's
That's
get a left
it.
for the draft.
That's it. I don't think. I think you have just about 10 guys that can go anywhere else and start.
Offensive line, maybe you would lose one or two.
And I'll give both your edges. I think both your edges could go somewhere to start.
Yeah, you'd think Josiah Stewart would stay because he transferred in. But yeah, Derek Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a handful of guys that could have left,
Yeah,
and the fact that
yeah.
they haven't.
I'm not surprised. Ryan Day had an hour-long press conference, which I was just random like 2 days ago. I was like, that's actually really cool. Probably one of his most honest press conferences, I would say. A few things that I picked up from there. I already covered one. Will, was him giving up the play calling. He talked about our running back depth, and in the not on this show on the SBS, we have brought this guy plenty of times, whether in jest about me or just his play. But all the talk goes to Judkins and Travion. People forget Dallin Hayden is a third back on this team. And he brought that up and just how important that is. And where he said, now you look at the season for college football, there's a chance you could play an NFL season in 1 year, which is
Good
17
point.
games. There's a chance of that. So he said it's very important, especially he said, in the way we're going to be playing this year, it's important that we have all three of those guys. And also, he talked about just like the camaraderie between the guys. And, it's like I brought this up before. So much gets said about Quinshon Judkins. You can't be a selfish guy and then transfer to Ohio State knowing Travion Henderson is still on the depth chart. You have to know that you're giving up 80 to 100 carries. You have to know that. So he talked about that just on the selfishness of the team. Talked about Devin Brown. He's healthy. Said that he's hanging with Howard, and he says good competition. He says there's good competition in there. Devin Brown, you ain't winning this job. I just want to let you know that, so we're clear, you ain't winning that job. And then he talked about the evolution of Jim Knowles' defense, and this is where I get emotional and happy. Just remember, Bryce, that defense we had in 2021 was god awful. It was horrible. Wasn't as bad as 2018, but it was close. And then he comes into town, makes us a top 15 defense. We were 80th in the year before in 2021. He brought us a top 15. The next year, number 2 in the nation. And then you add guys like Caleb Downs. You bring back a roster of guys that were part of the number 2 defense in the nation. And I hate when Michigan fans they down talk like Ohio State didn't have a good defense last year. Like if that's the case, then you're telling me only Michigan had a good defense last year, not Alabama, not Georgia. Like no one else had a good defense, not Iowa, not Penn State. So I hate that argument. But you're bringing the number 2 defense in the nation back. I expect there is no ceiling for this defense next year. And I'm really excited for them. But yeah, that's just all from that I got from the press conference. He's and there's one time he smiled in that press conference, and that's when talking about Caleb Downs. And he said that the guys love him. They guys on the team, the secondary, have said that he's up their play, and he said we might see him on offense. So we'll see that. Maybe, who knows? He does punt return. So that's all, Bryce. Little news from Ryan Day's press conference.
Yeah, that's a lot of excitement.
I haven't had good news since you guys won the championship. 5 minutes after, and
the reality is that you had to watch us win a championship. So
yep, and
we'll take
it. And then 5 minutes later, it's been great ever since.
Next to me, he's good grief. They're doing everything and anything to beat Michigan. This is hilarious. He's laughing at y'all.
No, why? What, Bob Sack, listen here, okay? Listen here. Why don't you just text me? You have my number. You have my email. All that buffoonery you're saying to your son, those text messages, you could easily reach out to me. Come on, I love you. You love me. Come on now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of me now.
Certainly a high-level response to Ryan Day's Bill O'Brien hire. Oh, wait, that fell apart. LOL.
Wait, all right, wait. What did he have to say to my? Did you tell him what I said?
Oh, no, I didn't have a chance to forward that.
Oh, because I cooked him on that last point. That's why you didn't want to do it. I cooked him on that last point.
You said, but
I texted it to you.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. It's been a busy day. But,
yeah,
all right.
I bet you have been.
Good stuff. That's we can call it here. But
well, no, let's talk about Ward real quick. We got time.
I don't want to talk about Ward. All right, fine.
No. Congratulations. Listen, congrats to
I don't know how I feel about
a man. Congrats to a man of color becoming the college football committee chair. I'm proud of you. I still think you're a horrible AD who has no control over his program, his sports programs. But congrats to you. And I don't know how you fire a guy like that. No matter what, bro, he is respected. Michigan fans, Ward Manuel is respected clearly in the Michigan community. Are the people who actually matter, who spend thousands of millions of dollars on the program, they like him. They like him. They can care less if you don't. And clearly, college football does.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Obviously you see folks on Twitter, a bunch of eggheads just yelling and crying about him. And then you hear reports, but then you hear reports the other way. I don't know what to make of Ward. I don't know all the details.
Like, does he get credit for Don coming to Michigan? Does he get credit for that?
For who?
About your guys' new DC. Does he get credit for that?
Ward Emanuel?
Yes. Because we give him.
Wait, you talking about for Wink? Wink coming to Michigan?
Yes.
Oh.
Because he gets all the blame for when Michigan coaches leave. But I've seen no credit for him getting Don Winslow into Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
He gets credit.
I think he didn't bring Harbaugh in. He did bring Juwan in. He had the issues with Beeline.
He kept a fireable coach. That's what he did.
If you're gonna fire him, now might be the time. Although we had a big win against Wisconsin the other night, so that's exciting.
No, I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh. He kept a fireable coach.
Oh, I disagree with any Michigan fans who said that. I don't think any coach should have been fired after the 2020 season. Look at Texas.
Before that, he was 0-5 against Ohio State.
But he had like a 75% win percentage. And he were coming off of years where we went 3-9, 5-7. We averaged like 6 and 7 wins a season. We were happy to get 73%. You don't understand the pain we went through.
If any Ohio State coach, if Urban Meyer started 0-5 against Michigan, he would have been fired.
If the two coaches prior to Urban Meyer went, well, Brady Hoke had one, but that was because you guys had your weird season. If the coaches before Urban went 0-5 or 1-5, whatever it was, Urban's not getting fired.
Lloyd Carr had a streak of that. He only beat Jim Tressel once.
Yeah. Well, he's a national championship coach, so they're going to give him.
Yeah, he's a half a champ. He's a half a champ.
Full champ.
Half a champ.
We tried. What did they win? Were they number one of the coaches? Is that what it was? Or was it the media poll? I think it was coaches poll. And that's the one that counts. Whatever one counts and helps my argument is the one that counts.
Well, congrats to Ward. But he's a like he's part of the old guard at Michigan. And that old guard, Bryce, they are very, and I don't mean, and Bob Sack, this is not towards you, but they are very pompous people.
They are.
They are very proud. They don't want to believe that Michigan has to do everything that everyone else is doing to win. So, because you got 9 transfers last year and gave them no money. How about that? But
Yeah, we were an honorable program.
yeah, honorable program.
All right. Gotta
Oh
run.
man.
Good stuff. Go Blue.
OH.